It's Masterclass Mondays.
So in this video, we're going to be talking about the value of art. The very ability of someone to be able to use their imagination, to use their mind, to use their emotion, to use their will, to use their soul, to use their spirit, to use their very being, to use their time to create something, either from scratch or to recreate something or to illuminate something. That is art. And art is beautiful. It's important to note that the ability to create something is an ability. It is an ability. And it's important to understand that abilities are God-given. No one gets to choose abilities, gifts, talents. We don't get to choose them. No one gets to say, hey, I want to sing, I want to whatever, I want to, be good with numbers, I want to study this. No. The natural abilities, the gifts, the talents, they are God-given. No one gets to choose them. We get them natural inclinations towards certain things, the desires we have towards artistic, towards creating art, the desires we have towards studying numbers, the desires we have towards studying people's behaviors, the desires, the inclinations we have towards even studying rocks, birds, species of different trees. These abilities, these inclinations, these desires are God-given. I used to work in a certain place, and the nature of work of this place involved a lot of numbers. And there were people who thrived in that environment. And for me, I was just like, I use numbers because they are necessary in life. But it's not something that excites me, but for some people it's exciting, and these are natural abilities, natural inclinations, gifts, talents, abilities, capabilities. So I was in a bus some time back, and I remember seeing used tires, and they were on a certain place, and there were many, and I wondered, okay, what are they using them for? Then it clicked. They are probably recycling. And I'm sure you've seen people who also pick up used plastic bottles to recycle. Now, they have found value in recycling these things. They have found value in recycling these things. And because they have found value in recycling them, they not only recognized, they got to realize, and they got to experience the full potential of recycling. For someone else who has not seen the value in this, they will not be able to recognize, realize, or experience the potential of recycling. When you value something, when you do not underestimate something, when you value something, you get to not only recognize, realize, but experience the full potential of that thing. Which brings me to abilities. When you don't value, when you underestimate abilities, you will not be able to experience the full potential of these abilities. Not only experience, you won't even realize or recognize the full potential of these abilities. We've seen people who have valued their art, who have valued their craft, and because they have valued and not underestimated their craft, they have then not only recognized, but they have realized and experienced the full potential of valuing and not underestimating their art. Do not underestimate any ability. See, when we start to compare this ability with this ability, when you start to compare abilities, it's inevitable that, comparison causes one to sort of group things, sort of rank things. But abilities were not created to be ranked. No, not necessarily. These are things that are man-made. Abilities were created to be realized, recognized, experienced, and developed to their full potential. Abilities were created to be realized, recognized, experienced, and developed to their full potential. That you get to see the full potential of this thing because you have recognized it, realized it, experienced it, and developed it. So when you start to compare abilities, then it automatically tells your mind or your brain that there's one that is more valuable than another, or you need to underestimate what you have because it's not like this person's, it's not like compared to this other person. No, abilities were created to be developed so that we get to experience the full potential of them. People who were born in the early 90s up to maybe mid 90s probably value the radio and some the television a lot. And because they valued the radio, television, they got to experience, to recognize, realize, experience the full potential of these things, and will continue to experience them, right? But there's a generation now that values smartphones, that values technology, the advancements of technology. And because they value this, then they have gotten to not only recognize, realize, but experience the potential that a smartphone has. That people study online, that people work online, can work virtually and not just the traditional jobs, that people can study online, that people can meet people online, that you can learn things online, you can read a book, you can get delivery services online, you can get so much more online. Because this generation has valued technology and technological advancements, they have realized, they have recognized, they have gotten to experience the potential that technological advancements offer. And yet there's a generation that probably for one reason or the other will not be able to experience this because they placed value on something else. So the thing is this: what you value, you will recognize, you will realize, and you will get to experience the potential of that. Abilities, when you value your abilities, not compared to anyone else's, but when you value your ability, you will get to recognize, realize, and experience the potential of these abilities. And bringing it specifically to art. Art is valuable. This ability to be able to use your imagination, to use your mind, to use your emotion, to use your will, to use your very soul, to use even your spirit, to use your very being, to use your time to create something, either from scratch, or to recreate something, or to illuminate something. This ability is valuable. And when you realize that it is valuable, and when you put value to it, when you value it, when you don't underestimate it, you get to realize, recognize, and experience the full potential of this ability that you have. Think about trees. There are a variety of trees, and they're beautiful to look at. But is that the only reason in which trees were created? For appreciation? No. Trees are very useful. They provide shade. They provide shelter. People use trees to build buildings. People use trees as shade. Animals get to live on trees. People use trees in fencing. So trees have a lot of uses. We were told even in school, trees help to pull rain. Trees have many uses, and they're beautiful to look at. And there are a variety of trees with different uses. But trees don't just exist or are not just valuable because you think trees are valuable. trees are valuable because the one who created trees deems them valuable, hence they exist. It's the same for our abilities. The ability to be able to thrive in an environment where there's numbers, the ability, the inclination you have, the desire you have to study rocks, the desire you have to study human behavior, the desire you have to study the structure of a human being, the anatomy of a human being, the desire you have that draws you towards the arts, towards artisting, towards creating art, is valuable simply because it exists. Art is valuable simply because it exists. Art is valuable simply because it is a creation. Art is valuable simply because it exists. If it were not valuable, then it will not have been existing. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you find this video beneficial, interesting, then click the like button, because when you click the like button, it gets recommended to other people that it is valuable content. And subscribe for more content like this. Bye. I'll see you in the next video.